everyone, it's Sami from Sami's Sweet Life, and I did film my sad update before this, but I'm really trying to hold it together and not talk about certain things, but you can see that update video. I'll have it linked in the description box, but today we're talking about HelloFresh. So I know you guys have seen all of the sponsored content, people like family vloggers and stuff talk up HelloFresh like crazy. They get sponsored and they get their boxes for free and all that stuff. Well, that is not the case here. I paid for 100% of the HelloFresh boxes that I have received, so I ended up ordering some Fabletics and they ended up giving me this little coupon code for a really good deal. It took like so much percent off your first 8 weeks or your first 8 boxes that you get. And I was like, yes, I'm in a dinner rut. I really like the idea of trying this out. And I had tried some sort of meal kit thing when we lived in Champaign, and I don't even know if Olivia was born at this time or if she was a baby, and we tried it out and I felt like the portions were super tiny. I felt like the cooking instructions and stuff were a ton of work, and it may have been HelloFresh, it may have been Blue Apron, I don't really know. It was so long ago, but that kind of turned me off of these like meal kit things because it was just a lot, like really intensive, a lot of work. I felt like the recipes had a lot of steps and I just wasn't totally in it. And also at that time I felt like there was so much plastic, like every ingredient, every protein, every carrot, everything was wrapped in plastic, and I was left with this just boatload of plastic waste, and I just did not like it at all. So we did the one like free trial one that we tried, and then that was it. I never went back to it. But because they gave me this coupon, I was like, okay, let's try it again. Now I'm cooking for 4 people rather than just 2 people, and I want to give it a try because I'm in a rut for cooking. And also groceries are so freaking expensive now that this is comparable to what I would pay in the grocery store at this point, like when I was pricing it out. And also, I don't like having ingredients left over. Like when I'm making a recipe, I have to buy 3 different $5 bottles of sauce that I need like 1 teaspoon of or 1 tablespoon of, and then I have this giant jar of stuff in my fridge or in my pantry, and I never go back and use it again because it was just this one specialty thing I needed for this one recipe, and I end up with lots of things like that. So I was just not interested in trying a ton of new recipes the old traditional way where I have to buy like $40 worth of stuff to make one meal. I wanted to just test it out and see if it was something that would, first of all, be a viable option as far as like convenience and ease, not having too much plastic waste, and also something that my kids would eat with us. Like I didn't want to have to cook a separate meal every day for them and then have us have meals like this. So it was something that we were going to just experiment with and test out. And because you know I'm making this video, you know it was good. So I actually am really loving the HelloFresh boxes. I think this is our 5th box. It may be our 4th box. And my mom's going to come visit for a couple of weeks here soon. So I ended up going through whatever week she's going to be here and skipping those weeks, and I'm already kind of bummed out, like I'm not going to get my HelloFresh for 2 weeks in a row because I've just really liked it. I feel like their app is super user-friendly. You can go in and pick what recipes you want for that week. I've signed up for the 4 portions and it's 3 meals, so I will add an additional meal in sometimes. One thing I've been doing is if I happen to like one of the meals but I don't think it will be like a family-friendly type of meal, I have added it to my box, and then that becomes my lunch prep. So that'll be 4 lunches for me, which has worked really nicely. I've done that twice now. And then this week they happen to have 4 recipes that I thought my family would really like. So it's going to be 4 meals for the whole family, and it wasn't going to be my lunch prep this week. So if there happens to be one that I really like for my lunches, I'll throw that in. And then if there happens to be one for the whole family, I'll throw that one in as just an extra meal for that week. And it's just made cooking so much easier. Like I know what I'm cooking every night. I know I have all the ingredients for it. I don't know how many times I have like placed my grocery order and then they leave off one ingredient and then I can't cook whatever recipe it is, or I have to run back to the store and it's annoying. And I just love that everything's in the kit. I have everything I need. I just look at the directions and it even has pictures, guys. Like it's foolproof pretty much. So I just follow the directions. And one of the other things I really like about it, you guys can tell I really like this. One of the other things I like is it tells you what order to do things in. Like it'll say, okay, start the carrots and then start working on the chicken, or start the potatoes and then start working on whatever it is. So I really like it. It gives you the order, because I find even though I've cooked forever, I find that I don't have things finishing at the same time, and then I'm like trying to do 2 things at once and try to get them on the table all at the same time, and then by the time I'm done with something, one side dish is like ice cold because it's taken so long to finish up the other things, and this just, it takes all the guesswork out. have all the ingredients there. It shows up to my house, so it's super duper convenient. And so far I've been really surprised how much the kids have enjoyed this. Stella is getting picky about certain things, but there are almost always quite a few components that they will eat. This one doesn't have it, but a couple of them have had red cabbage, and you mix it up like a slaw or it's mixed into the stir fry. Well, I've set some of the red cabbage aside and they just eat it plain, and they really like that. This one I can see it doesn't have something like that, but I think they would eat this like no problem. It's just like a ground beef type of mixture. I don't know that they're gonna like eat it in the lettuce wrap, but I'm sure that Olivia will try it. She's starting to get really adventurous, and me putting the meal on the table and saying, okay, everybody's trying this new meal together, and that just seems to motivate her to try something new. And she's found she's liked way more things than she originally thought she would. Like, she looks at it like we all take our first bites together, and she ends up really liking things. And I've been shocked that the kids have taken so well to it. I was really worried in the beginning, like, okay, I'm gonna cook this meal. In this case, it says 10 minutes of prep, 30 minutes of cooking, so it's a 40-minute meal. I do this, are they gonna like it? Like, that's the kind of thing. I was like, I'm gonna waste all this time, and kids themselves are kind of expensive. And I thought, you know, if it's such a bust, like the kids don't eat it, if they like go on dinner strikes, it's not gonna be maintainable for us. So far, it's been really good. There's only been one meal that we collectively all haven't really liked, and it was Tunisian meatballs. So it's like really, really strong spiced flavors. And I didn't even use the whole spice packet, and it was still like really, really warm spices in these meatballs. And it was just totally not our cup of tea at all. And that was the only one that we found that was just a total bust for everybody. But again, like, I'm glad that we tried it, because we tried something that was completely new, completely out of our comfort zone. And a lot of them that have been like that, we have loved. So it's just like one dud in the whole set of things is not bad. And we've had it, like I said, 4 or 5 weeks. Usually instead of just 3 meals, I do 4. So I think that's pretty good odds. Pretty good odds that the kids have been really good about trying everything. And of course, it's not gonna work for everybody. I know some kids are really, really resistant to new flavors and new things. And I wasn't sure what to expect with mine, but I totally understand that it's not gonna work for everybody. But I really wanted to just share this with you guys, because it's something that has totally been something like cooking dinner. I have to meal plan, I have to order the groceries, I have to make sure all the groceries are there, I have to prep it, I have to cook it, and then I'm usually left with like tons of leftovers, and we don't want to eat it for like 3 days. We waste a lot of food because either we are stuck with tons and tons of leftovers, or the amounts of things, like I said, like the bottles of sauce, well, there'll be like ingredients where it takes like 2 green onions, and then I have a whole bunch of green onions, or like 2 celery stalks, and then I'm left with a whole thing of celery stalks, and I just waste a lot of food that way. Whereas this one, like, if it takes 1 zucchini, they're only giving me 1 zucchini. It's important. If it only takes 1 little piece of ginger, they're only giving me 1 little piece of ginger versus like a big piece of ginger. So I really like that it's all like portion controlled, portioned out, and I'm not wasting a whole lot of food. Anyway, back to my train of thought here. I find that it's just so easy and so pleasant. Like, I grab the thing, I grab the little bag and the protein out of the fridge, and I'm ready to go. And it has everything I need except like very few things. Let's see. This one will tell you what you have to, it says bust out these things. Bust out medium bowl, large pan, kosher salt, black pepper, 2 teaspoons of sugar, and then 2 teaspoons of cooking oil. So it will tell me exactly what I need to finish the recipe. And it's always things like butter, sugar, cooking oil, salt, pepper, like basic things that most people will have in their house. And so I really like that it just lays it all out, tells you what you need, and you can just start cooking. And I love that I keep this little thing next to me and I can follow the directions. It makes cooking seem so much less of a chore, and I'm cooking like fancier stuff than I'm used to. Like last night I made a salad that had like carrot ribbons in it. So I was like peeling the carrot ribbons and putting this beautiful like fresh green carrot ribbon walnut salad together, and it was beautiful, and it was something I would not think of myself. Now that I've done it, I know that we can do something like that, and so I'm getting lots of ideas for the future. Not necessarily like to use this every week for the rest of our lives, but it gives me lots of ideas for the future. It makes cooking easy. I get these recipe cards already printed out, so now I have them in a binder. So I've been like taking notes at the end, like what we really liked and what we didn't like, or things I've changed. Things that took longer to cook, I leave little notes in here and then stick it in my little recipe binder so that I have them for the future, because I tend to want to go back to some of these recipes. So I feel like it's just really revolutionized my cooking. It's made it a lot easier. And then when I cook like the same old things the other days of the week, it doesn't seem like I'm cooking the same old thing constantly, like every day of the week is the same old thing and it feels like Groundhog's Day and I get really bored of cooking the same things. And then again, I go back to like searching for new recipes, buying tons of different new ingredients, and then finding it being really expensive and not sustainable to do that all the time because it's a lot more work. But this one, so easy. Just makes it so much easier. So I wanted to just put this video together, let you guys know how it goes. I will show you guys a couple of the boxes that I've gotten. I walked through a little bit of the first one, but Stella was like talking up a storm, so I didn't really do a great job covering it. But the one I got today, I did talk about more in depth. I'll show those clips in a minute at the end of the video so you guys can see what it's all about and kind of what it looks like when you get it. I'm not gonna cook meals for you. I'm not sponsored. This is totally just me loving on HelloFresh because I really, really enjoyed it. But I do have a coupon code for you guys. I think it takes $120 off your subsequent boxes. It's like more off box 1 and then some off box 2 and a little bit less off of box 3, on and on through so many boxes, but I feel like it's a really good deal. Enough talking, we are going to taste test something that totally was a new to me thing. It probably is not new in general, but they have all these different extra things that you can add on to your box. It's like extra snacks, breakfast things. I ended up trying some of the oatmeal and they are really, really good. So I'll show like a picture up on the screen of these little oatmeal cups and they're so good. They don't have a ton of added sugar, which I appreciate because I love, love, love like flavored oatmeals and things in the little pouches, but they are like pure sugar. This one is not. It's a much, much less, more reasonable amount of sugar. And I ended up adding in a couple of different things like flatbread pizzas. We added a couple of the little like mini cheesecake desserts. And so far everything's been really, really good, but it makes it so much easier to have other options and lunch options, little dessert options. So you can add in whatever you want from week to week. But this one popped up for this last week is the Pillsbury cookie dough pop-in. So it's just little cookie dough bites. And I know that Ben & Jerry's has these, but I haven't really loved theirs. Theirs has been okay. But this is Pillsbury cookie dough, so they better be good. I'm gonna try them. I'm just opening them up. They've been sitting next to me and I've been really wanting to try them. Oh, they're really big. So I was expecting like really small pieces, but that's like a big, nice chunk of cookie dough. So we're gonna go for it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, these are dangerous and they're definitely, they call them pop-ins. You just pop them in your mouth. So good. It's just a little nibble of cookie dough. It says 5 pieces for 120 calories, but like, are you really gonna grab just 5 out of this bag? Probably not. At least in my case, probably not. It's definitely a little dangerous snack. UPS just pulled up for a delivery, so you're gonna hear some noise in the background. But I am really, really excited about these. I never knew that they had these. And also the cookie dough from Pillsbury now has this on it, safe to eat raw, which if you were like a 90s kid, you're totally snacking on that cookie dough, even though they said not to. Like that was my whole childhood, snacking on raw cookie dough. Anyway, this is a great alternative. I feel like they're quite big to like be an ice cream topping. I think this is just like, if you want cookie dough, these are snackable little pieces of cookie dough. I was expecting it to be like the teeny tiny ones that you get at like TCBY or some place where you get ice cream toppings. These are like big chunky ones that you eat. So yeah, totally recommend these if you want to check them out too. They'll probably be in grocery stores. I wanted to taste test that in this video. So anyway, let's go ahead and cut to the clips of me opening some HelloFresh boxes and I'll show you guys the kits up close and personal. Here is our giant box. It's humongous. I've got 3 meals in here and then a lot of extra stuff. So I think it's gonna show you all the meals we picked out. We're gonna have this one tonight. Mushu pork bowls with cabbage, scallions, and buttery rice. And I know, I'm not sure the kids are gonna eat the meat. Possibly Stella will. I don't know that Olivia will, but I will do something on the side with this for them. And then we're gonna do this one night, smoky barramundi with brown butter. Both girls like fish and broccoli, so I think that'll be a hit. And then our last meal is white cheddar Wonder Burgers, and I'm not sure either kid's gonna eat this, so it'll be meals for us and then leftovers one night. So that will work out really, really well. And let's see, we'll open it up. I ordered quite a few extra things, like little salad kits for my lunches. You wanna see? Yeah, I'll show you in just a second. There's also some garlic bread to bake. And then each meal I think is in its own container, so it's easy to contain everything. So we unloaded everything. Each meal has their own like bag of supplies and ingredients and things, and then the meats were separate near the dry ice, so these are still frozen. All of the actual meat is frozen. There's Stella. And then I also ordered these because it's going to be right near Super Bowl and Valentine's Day. They have these on special. So they're little lava cakes and little cheesecakes. And I thought that would be a nice little treat for special holidays. I also got one of the clam chowders that Johnny and I can have for lunches, and then a couple of the flatbreads that we can split for lunches as well. You're so happy? Are you so happy?
Can I see it?
Yes. My apologies, the laundry is going. You might hear that in the background. But my HelloFresh box is here. I think this is our 4th, maybe 5th box. We've been doing it for a while and I really, really like it. So I'm going to just show you guys how the box comes here. It is usually well chilled and refrigerated. Let's see. Oh, here you go. This winter, we're slimming down. We're reducing our packaging. That's good. And then this is what we've got on the menu this week. I ended up getting an extra recipe because all of them sounded really good this week. So I ended up with 4 instead of 3. So we've got Sunday dinner pork chops and gravy. I thought that sounded good. And I don't think the girls have ever had greens, but I have growing up. So I was excited to do this one and then have the girls try that one. Usually they're pretty good about green veggies and onions and bell peppers. So we'll see about that one. And they always love the jasmine rice. And then this one sounded really, really good. Warm buttered shrimp rolls. It reminded me of lobster rolls. So I don't think the girls will like this. So this will be 2 meals for John and myself. I'll make the potatoes and they can eat the potatoes with us, but I'll do something easy for them, like fish sticks or PB&Js or something super easy those nights. And that way they're covered and we're also covered. And I will make green beans to go with this because I find that the potatoes just aren't filling and I need something else. So they'll eat the purple cabbage. They love this. It's red cabbage, but I call it purple since it actually looks purple. They will love that. They've been eating that just plain. So I will set a lot of that aside for them and they will go through it really quickly. And then 1 pan ginger beef lettuce wraps. It just sounded really good. And the girls have been really liking any of the Asian style things. They're not things I would typically think to make just like on a weeknight, but it's a really awesome one. It says 1 pan on here, which is also really cool. I like that they tell you the times, but sometimes, especially like things with potatoes, it seems like it takes much longer for me to roast the potatoes. But ones like this are pretty accurate on time. But I think the girls will like that one. Maybe not so much in the lettuce wraps, but the ingredients by themselves. And then this one is meatballs with bulgogi sauce. So they have, again, they've liked any of the Asian style things. I just don't do the sauce on everything for them. Like they'll say, make the meatballs and then dip them in the sauce while they simmer or whatever. And I just do plain for them. And they tend to really like that. So there's what the menu looks like. As far as how the packaging comes, I love the way it's done. The packaging shows you there. Warm butter shrimp rolls. It has all the ingredients except the meat, so you can freeze the meat separately and it can last. I ended up cooking our last meal yesterday, so it's been a week since we ended up getting a box. These are like ingredient bags, so I can just grab one of these out of the fridge and then whatever protein it was with it. And it makes it super easy to start cooking. And there's our 4th one here. I like it all labeled. And then one thing I really like is I'll take all the ingredients out as I'm cooking, stick a few things back in the fridge. If it's like sauces that need to be cold, I will work on chopping while I put the stuff in the fridge, but I'll take everything out of this bag and then it will be my garbage bag, which it says somewhere on the bag to use it like that. And I totally love that. So I have been pulling out just a bowl to use as like a garbage bowl. Rachel Ray used to do that. And I've never really tried it, but I love it. I love having some sort of like scrap and garbage bowl so I don't have to keep walking, because I actually stand here and prep dinner so that I'm like really close to the stove. It just makes it really easy to prep right here. And then walking all the way over here to the garbage can gets annoying. So I like to just have the garbage bowl, or in these cases, the garbage bag. I don't know, I just never think to do it until now. And then here is all of the meat. And most of it will be, yeah, it's still frozen in there. It's got 2 ice packs in there. And then I got one extra thing this week. I've never seen these. I've seen them from other companies, but these are the Pillsbury cookie dough poppins. It's just little cookie dough bites. I'm just really excited about that. And I think it's a really nice setup. I feel like the packaging is not excessive, which I also really like. So yeah, there's what it looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and stick everything in the fridge and the freezer. I'm gonna decide what meal we're gonna cook tomorrow and the next night, and then I will put the rest of the proteins in the freezer. And that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys got something out of it. If you're like me, like in a dinner rut and just want to make things easy, this is such a really easy time-saving type of thing. I feel like it cuts so much out of my time And also our grocery store runs have been very, very minimal. I have a big upright freezer, so I've got tons of things that we can make on those like easy nights. I can just pull out and defrost some chicken legs or something out of there and have dinners ready to go. Really simple. I just have to buy some fruit and veggies and like our main staples like Stella's milk that she drinks, things like that for week to week. But our grocery bill has been cut down drastically because most of our dinners are already covered. Hope that you guys found something out of this video and enjoyed my take on the HelloFresh as a not-sponsored video. I hope you guys liked my review. I've been really impressed so far, so I wanted to just share. Don't forget to check down below in the description box for important links and stuff if you're interested in trying out HelloFresh. Anyway, have a great day and I will catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.